In this video, we are talking about tuning, and more specifically, tuning this car, my 2024 Subaru WRX. Before we get into it though, I'm Sep, a car enthusiast making videos for other enthusiasts like yourselves. So feel free to subscribe to get your weekly dose of YouTube car content. The definition of car tuning based on the super valid source Wikipedia is the modification of a car to optimize it for a different set of performance requirements from those it was originally designed to meet. It's a very convoluted way of saying tuning is when you make a car faster, whether it be in a straight line, around a corner, or sideways in a corner. The concept of tuning has been around for a long time, and I don't mean like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. God damn it. I mean like mid-1800s, before cars were even invented, when these two fine gentlemen were trying to find a better alternative to a traditional watermill wheel. They came up with this, a pump with two lobes, both with figure 8 shaped rotary vanes. When they were doing a dry test of this water pump using air, they noticed its amazing ability to move large volumes of air. And do you know what could use this type of airflow back in the mid to late 1800s? Yes, you guessed it, a blast furnace to melt iron faster. By forcing air into the furnace, or should I say by using forced induction, see where I'm getting at here, the fire in the furnace burned harder, therefore melting iron faster. This air blower became formally known as the roots blower, and it was used in many different applications, including engine design, and it was actually used by this gentleman named Gottlieb Daimler. The last name should ring a bell. The roots blower is where the Roots style supercharger comes from, where companies like Roush, Magnuson, and Edelbrock have taken this 19th century tech and converted it to Bald Eagle V8 supercharger power. Fast forwarding the decades, car tuning has evolved from hot rods to JDMs to muscle cars to off-roading and much, much more. Car tuning is way more accessible now, and making more power is as easy as plugging in a device to your OBD2 port and uploading a tune. Now, that brings me to my next point. If I were to tune my car, what are my options? First, of course, is the Cobb Accessport. Cobb is the OG tuner when it comes to Subaru. Cobb first released their first Accessport all the way back in 2004, and their primary focus was on making Subarus faster. Now fast forward 2 decades later, and they're still doing the same thing, but now on their third revision of the Accessport. Let me move you guys. The door is a bit in the way from that angle. Anyways, the Cobb Accessport is a really powerful tool, and it can be used in many different ways. The first way is by using their off-the-shelf tune. So Cobb has prepared these tunes based on completely stock cars and also cars with specific modifications on them. And also, Cobb has these staged modification packages that go along with these tunes. And maybe that's where the stage memes have come from. Another way that the Cobb Accessport can be utilized is through a custom tune, whether it be a e-tune or a dyno tune. For a dyno tune, you take your car to a dyno shop, and a tuner will remap your ECU based on some dyno runs. The e-tune is somewhat similar, but instead of a dyno, an e-tuner from the interwebs will send you a baseline map which you upload to your car, and then you log some accelerations, and then you send these logs back to your tuner, and then your tuner will modify the baseline map based on those logs. But the downside of tuning a stock car that is brand new is this: the warranty. I've talked at great lengths about how the FA24 is when it comes to making power with a tune, and it makes great gains without even any mods. When you tune your car, you don't actually automatically avoid your warranty based on the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. In a nutshell, if you put aftermarket parts on your car, they can't deny your warranty. It's only during a warranty claim they can deny a warranty repair, provided they can prove the aftermarket part caused it. A reflashed ECU is a part that impacts your engine. It's the brains of the engine. So if you modify it through a tune and your engine blows for some reason, they could have grounds to not repair your engine because the engine wasn't working under normal operating conditions due to the modification. But there is one sneaky beaky way to tune your car without reflashing your ECU, and that is through the JB4 Tuning. The JB4 is a piggyback tuner, meaning it intercepts the signals that are sent to the ECU. It tricks the ECU into thinking that all the values from the sensors are not optimal, causing it to release more fuel or increase the boost. thus creating more power. The JB4 is limited though compared to a flash tune, as it's using the factory flash tables. Some things it can't do include changing fuel injection timing for your pops and bangs tune, raising the RPM limiter, and adjusting valve timing. This limitation may be worth it for you though, as the JB4 can be removed in under 10 minutes, and there will be no trace of a tune on your ECU whatsoever. So if your car does decide to grenade on you, if you put your car back to stock and then try to file a warranty claim, you may just get away with it. Now, if we backpedal a little bit, if we go back to that Wikipedia definition of car tuning, if we read further on, often tuning is done at the expense of emissions performance, component reliability, and occupant comfort. In that sentence, the only thing I really agree with is the expense of component reliability. As we tune a car, we push the engine harder, and the engine just wears down more. That's just the nature of modifying cars and making them go faster. And that's where I'm at with my car ownership right now. Since this is my first new car with a factory warranty, I'm not super keen on tuning it just yet. When I used to own an STI and something broke on it, I remember all the financial and mental stress it caused me. And now having a factory warranty, I kind of want to take advantage of it for a little while. This car isn't a project car, it's daily driven, and it's my main mode of transportation from getting from point A to point B, and more importantly, how I get to and from work. YouTube is just a hobby for me. Whatever AdSense is paying me doesn't even scratch the surface of the costs of owning this car. Like many of you watching, our day jobs is what pays for our cars. And I'd rather make sure I get to where I need to go than get a tune and risk my car breaking. And if my warranty is voided, then I'll end up breaking my bank as well. Maybe someday when I can stomach the cost of a new daily driver, or if YouTube works out and I could pay for my cars using the YouTube money I make. But for now, the one tune that I'll be running is the one from the factory. That makes me wonder, if you did tune your WRX, what tune did you go with and how much power are you making? And if you didn't, like the sissy I am, let me know down in the comments as well. I might be the only VBWRX YouTuber who hasn't tuned their car right away. Anyways friends, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.